Good morning from the city of Pontianak, a city on the island of Borneo on the Indonesian side. Now, this is my last full day on Borneo before I leave tomorrow morning to go on a ferry to the mainland of Indonesia, to Java. Now, the last couple of videos I've done on Pontianak have not been the most favourable, nice, but today I'm going to go have a wander around and show you the culture, the history, the nice bits to make you think that looks okay. And the first stop is this, St. Joseph's Cathedral, built in 2011, so it's quite modern. It is one of the largest cathedrals, according to what I've read online, one of the largest cathedrals in Southeast Asia. So we're going to get a bit closer. Now this is big. Got capacity of 3,000 people. Now the gates or the doors to get in the cathedral is shut, but I'm going to have a little wander around, and I think that's Jesus at the top of there. Right, let's have a wander in. I think they're meant to be geese, maybe. So there is a big Catholic community within Pontianak. He's obviously late for something. And this is big. In fact, let's follow him, find out if there's a way in. Right, he's going down this way. Am I allowed round here? Where's he gone? Oh, there's a door. Let's have a look inside. I've always believed that if you go to somewhere that is a touristy area, that if you see an open door, just go through it. As long as it's not somebody's house, then until you get told to leave, just walk around. So, there you go. Are you impressed? Right, I think it's going to go to the next spot. It is a 10-minute walk, so see you there. I say 10 minutes. I've just looked on my offline maps and it's 30 minutes. So I might as well talk about a bit more about this place. So we're going past, if you can read it, Coffee Street, and there are so many coffee shops over here, which is heaven for me. Now I've had a few coffees here, very cheap, that were not to my liking, very bitter, and very hard to find white coffee or with milk. But you've got old style coffee shops mixed with modern ones. But the coffee street is not just down here, it's the next street down, this way and that way. So this is like a social street. You come here in the night time and it's just full of motorbikes parked up with people just chilling. We're talking about coffee. I just want to say a quick shout out to Stu and Cassie from South Australia, who have donated to my Buy Me a Coffee page. And this is a page where people can donate money for me to buy my favourite thing in the world, coffee. And if you want to find the link for that, it is in my descriptions. But I've still got a long way to go before I get to the next spot. So the name of the city comes from a spooky Malay legend. About a vengeful spirit, female spirit. And hopefully I'm not going to bump into it today. So we are still on the coffee street. And this is the city centre. But where I'm going to now, the next spot, is towards the university. The one thing that I am enjoying about Pontianak and hopefully the rest of Indonesia is it's cheap. Accommodation I'm staying in, a hostel, it's gone down to £4 a night, and it's quite good. If you want to see a previous video, you'll see exactly what it's like. And the food is really cheap. Now this morning I went out to the place I've been to for the last 2 days for brunch, and basically you just walk in, you help yourself to anything on this line of food, and then you go sit down, the waitress comes along, tots it all up, and you pay. And these are the waitresses who just saw my camera and said, can we wave? Of course you can. Now this is the meal I had this morning. For brunch it was pretty big, and that with a can of Coke, because their coffee, not the best, came to £3. Now that is the most I've paid in there. Obviously only been there twice. It was only because of the fact that yesterday's meal was a little bit smaller. The one today was massive, because I knew I was going to be on a long day of walking and I needed the energy. Why does nobody indicate? Driving lessons needed. And there is a lack of decent paths when you walk around. So yeah, it's a cheap place. The rest of the country, once I get to the mainland, will hopefully all be the same, which will help my budget so much. And I've still got 20 minutes left to walk. Whoa, it's a bit warm, very warm. But I'm just going past the university, and this is it here. So this is the Institute Agama Islam Negeri, and I hope I said that correctly. All I know is it's a university, people get to learn how to do stuff. You got all the cafes, the stores on the outside, ready for the kids to get out and spend their money. It's quite big. Looks very Islamic architecture. Oh, look at that. And I think that's for sale. If anybody's interested. It's got its own security gates. Beautiful. I have complained in a couple of videos about this city, and I'm hoping that the rest of the country is not the same, but the lack of paths. And when you walk around, no one walks. Everybody goes on their bikes. So even one of the guys in the hostel went to the shop across the road yesterday, and he jumped on his bike to go across. And although he didn't speak a lot of English, I was trying to explain to him that why didn't he walk? And the look of amusement on his face was like, why should I walk when I've got a bike? Look at these houses. This must be the posh area. Wowzers. Oh, these definitely won't have paths around here. Oh my God. Wowzers. They all like their balconies. And this place has got its own security. I'm nearly there. Nearly. Just trying to cross this road to get to the side. And there is no gaps. But I'm more interested in this. So this is the first cycle path I've seen in the city. And it sort of ends there with a big massive drop and then carries on the other side. So I think you've got to get off your bike, lift it down, try and dodge the traffic, and then lift the bike up again. Not very health and safety, is it? I thought it was funny. I just had to walk down about half a mile to find a little gap in the centre of the road. It took me 10 minutes to cross. It is relentless, the traffic. And the only reason I crossed was because I just gave up and went, ah! And thank God nobody ran me over. So this is the road that leads to the stadium for the city. But I think that's meant to be a school, according to my map. But it looks like a mosque. It looks quite modern. Yeah, there's all the school kids. So this is the Sultan Syarif Abdurrahman Stadium. And I know I would have said that wrong, but the sign is just there so we can see what it's meant to sound like. But this is the stadium for the local football team, or if you're American, soccer team. And it is the Pontianak football team. And they actually play in the 3rd league of the national leagues of Indonesia. Now, usually I would try and get in. In fact, there's an open door. Let's have a look. Now, I know if you try to get into a football stadium back in the UK or anywhere in Europe, there would be security everywhere. And just across over the road, there is a church. So I assume that if they're having bad days, they can get divine inspiration. Right. So there's no security. Let's have a look. Wow. That pitch has seen better days. Oh my God. They play football on that. And even the running track going round. Wow. So I've no idea how many it sits. But a couple of thousand, 5,000 I reckon at the most. Oh well, that is, unless it's off season and they're just letting it grow, ready for the new season, maybe. Keep running. As you walk around, and I am because nobody stopped me, I can't help notice that just over there, in them seats there, there's a big massive tree in the way. So if you've got a ticket for the match to see, well, you're not going to see anything. You could say that this is an old stadium and that they've rebuilt somewhere else, a newer one. But I did do some research, a little bit, and this is it. So, Stadium Sultan Syarif Abdurrahman. And these are all offices, and there is people in them working. Wow. So I'm walking around the edge of the stadium only because I'm led to believe there's a path that way that leads to the next park, I believe. But I'm just looking at all the graffiti, the murals, not graffiti, around the edge of the stadium. And some of it is really good. All about culture, history, and Bart Simpson. I mean, is that the where you buy your tickets to get in? Wow. So yeah, there's a path around here somewhere. Hopefully. All around the city you'll get storm drains like these, and they're always quite dirty. But this one leads into, is it a river? And it stinks. Both sides. Oh wow. Ugh. That is not a nice smell. So this road, hopefully, to the left, will take me to somewhere else that's nice, but less smelly. I have followed the map, and according to the map, this is the park. Garden centre. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
English.
English.
Yeah. So, garden centre, fence, police station across the road, unless it's around the corner. So I've come around the corner. I think that's a cafe. There's a museum. There is wide paths. I think this is it. This is the park. So you got them two guys there waving at me. Hiya. And then this is the park with a nice little fountain in the centre. I mean, it looks really nice. And obviously because it's a museum, it's got a cannon outside. It is a Monday, which means unfortunately this place is closed, which is a shame because I've actually read up in this place. Was it closed? Is there someone there? Hello? Are you open? You're closed? Oh no! Can I have a walk round? Yeah? Thank you very much. Oh well, it's closed. He must be security. So the original indigenous people of this area were known as headhunters, and they were very nasty people. Now this is a park, unless this is what I saw on the map, part of the museum. Damn. So within the museum itself, there is exhibitions on the original headhunters, the Dayak tribe, and there is a lot of exhibits about the Dutch colonization coming over. So there's a bit of history there. A panker pole is a gate to enter a village or symbol of a village guard located in the Dayak area. Poles are carved with motifs of humans and animals and plants. Well, there's a human. Oh, and there's an animal. Little chicky monkey. Well, I'm going to go in. He's not looking. Maybe the cleanest water I've seen. Oh, look, there's a boat. Let's have a look at the boat. No, there's birds. Let's have a look at the birds first. There's a big rock over there. Oh my God, it's just too much to see. Am I being sarcastic? So they're the hornbill birds. So this is a building. Google Translate's not doing a very good job. Langkau Kopra. The building is with a stage shape. What is a stage shape? The building materials generally use Balian wood. But there you go. That could be used as a hostel. You could charge £4 a night to use that. So this is a miniature version of a Langgang Kuning boat. In fact, I'll just show you the sign. It's easier. Langgang Kuning boat. So it's a miniature version that was used by the Sultan on major occasions that he had to go and see his people. And obviously didn't want to get too close to them. He went on the river in a boat, waving to people. And that's the museum. I mean, there's probably so much more in there. That's so much as exciting as out here. So I've left down there where the museum was and the cafe. I've walked all the way up here for about 10 minutes, and this seems to be university campus sort of thing. Big chess pieces there, bit of a park area. So the university is over that way and over that way. But I've walked up here, and this is the best path I've walked up all day, and I've come to see this thing in the middle of a roundabout. So as well as being a university area, this is also a park, and that is the monument I've come to see. So that is the Taman Digulis Monument, and that is a monument for the 11 heroes who fought independence against the Dutch. So each of them spikes represents one of the Indonesian independent fighters against the Dutch, and unfortunately they were defeated and they were exiled from the lands to elsewhere. Not too sure where, but I'm sure if you find out through Google. But this is a university area, as I see it's still there, and the traffic around here is crazy. It says on the map this is a park where I'm standing now. So I don't know if there's one over there, a bit over there. But it's coming up to 2:30 in the afternoon, and I have been walking a lot. And there is one more thing I need to see, and I was going to get a taxi from the last place, but I needed to find about this first. I'm shattered, getting too old for this. But I've just come straight from over there into this park here, and I just had a quick look around just to see if it was worth filming. It's nice, it's well maintained, and you'll find there's not a lot of green spaces in Pontianak, and this feels like they've got a green space, they've got so many ideas, and then they should them all together. So they've got a skate park just there with, there's not a lot of seating area. Basketball court there, clear park. So it's representing the heritage of Pontianak. And over here you've got various foods on little signs. Bingi Berandan. And then there's a sign there which I liked, which is no peeing, no alcohol, no knives, and no chopping down trees. Important stuff. And then it goes from food to different people. So I don't know if these are mayors. Kota Pontianak. Nice moustache, mate. Little sitting area there with a massive, giant chessboard. Like I said, they just shoved so much together. It's nice. Well, that was a bit of a crazy ride going through the traffic of Pontianak. It's the first time we've been in the back of a motorbike taxi for a while. And I asked him very kindly if he would mind waiting for 5 minutes while I came here to video what I was going to video. And he went, no. So I'm about an hour and a half's walk away back to the hostel, which has annoyed me. But here I am. I am at the Equator, and this is a monument to signify that we're on the equator. Why is it important? this is the only city, according to Google, the only city in the world that lies on the equator. Now, I have seen 3 monuments before this one on the equator, one in Kenya, one in Ecuador, and the other one in Fiji, and all 3 of them were in the middle of nowhere. So that could be true. So this was originally constructed in 1928 by a Dutch geographer who wanted to pinpoint the exact location of the equator on Borneo. Right, the original structure was just a simple arrow on top of 4 wooden poles. And it's gone up a little bit in the world. I'll have a little wander down there in a minute, seeing as I've got no taxi driver waiting for us. So this was rebuilt in 1938 by a Dutch architect, and over the years it's gone through several renovations, and seemingly, and I've got to read this up here, on March the 21st and September the 23rd, the sun is directly overhead. It's a bit to the left of me, and there is no shadow at all. So September the 23rd, what we are now. September the 23rd. Is that why there's so many people here? Does it give you a time when it's meant to happen? I'm here for the equinox. Isn't it special things meant to happen? I think it's meant to happen at midday. If only I knew. Because it's 20 past 4 in the afternoon now. Now inside there is a small museum that tells you about the monument, and you can get a certificate to say you stood on the equator. Again. Yeah. It's famous. Right, let's have a wander down here. Let's see what this is all about. So why am I annoyed that the taxi driver has gone? Well, if you do follow me, you'll know that I don't have data on my phone, never have a SIM card. So I either find a coffee shop very quickly, of which I don't think there is one around here, they're all just normal shops, or I'm walking back. I think there might be a ferry that'll take to the other side over there. So there is a globe, obviously. I wonder if Pontianak, the famous city, is somewhere up there. Well, you can go inside it. I'm just curious to know what all these seats are for. And it looks like there may be a ferry station down there. Panic over, this place here's got Wi-Fi for free. Yes. So at the moment these guys are just taking tents down. There has been a bit of a celebration at midday, I found out. Who knew it was the summer equinox or the winter equinox here? So now that I know I've got Wi-Fi, I can have a wander down to the river, have a look at the view, the equator view of the river. I'm hoping that Wi-Fi stays on so I can go back and order a taxi, because I have just looked online. It is 1 hour 45 minutes to walk back with a ferry in between. So this is by the river. That sign says Land of Equator. Now I don't know if that boat goes to the side. There's still a lot of walking involved to get back to the hostel. Little dragon at the front. You can see the sun is starting to come down on September the 23rd, equinox. Now this is the first time I've been on this side of the river, and I have seen coming through this side on the back of a motorbike, it's actually no different from that side. So it's exactly the same. It's just one big city. And that's it, I've seen it. So now I'm going to head back to the hostel. I'll see you there. So that's me back. It's been a fun day. The Grab taxi driver was really interested in what I was doing, so he wanted to be on the video, even though he doesn't know who I am. And it's been an interesting city. It's not touristy. Would I recommend anybody come here? Well, if you want to come off the beaten track and see what Indonesian Borneo is like, then yeah, come across. But this is my last night, and tomorrow morning I am heading off the island to go to Indonesian mainland. I have a £20 ferry ride, which will take 2 days. Now, because I'll be offline for 2 days, there'll be no videos until I get Wi-Fi, a signal, and able to do some videos again. But if you've enjoyed this video of the full tour of the city, then you've got to press that like. If you want to see what a £20 cruise is like, then you need to subscribe. And then press that button in the corner. But until the next time, bye-bye for now. No. YouTube. Hi.